back to my channel. So if you are new here, I'm a corporate baddie by day, I am a nursing student by night, and 25/8 single mom holding it down. Okay, so today is the first day of second semester. Let me tell you, first semester already had me in a chokehold, and you know, I'm getting ready to get out here. I'm getting ready to go to work, so I thought I'd check in. I do not have class tonight, so I will not be filming tonight. Today is actually my first day back at work, so I'm not gonna film today. I just wanted to do my introduction because the time is fitting. Everything is a first day back to work, first day back to school. It's the second semester and we're about to rock and roll. I did create a study guide because our instructor actually emailed us. She said, if you wanted to, these are the chapters, this is the unit that we'll be doing. If you want to read ahead, if you want to work ahead, this is what you should do. And I was trying to figure out my study style. The break was well needed, trust me. I loved every minute of it, but I also knew I had to find a study style. I have multiple, but in order to answer these questions, in order to get these test questions correct behind the rationales, and honestly, I'm a note taker, you know, so that's a big thing. That takes up a majority of my time when it comes to studying. So to cut back, I kind of cut corners a bit, and I feel like it's working. From what I did a couple of the prep views, and based off what I did, I feel like it works. Not to mention the test taking strategies that I've learned through YouTube. And look, let me tell you, even if you find a video that's 9 years old, when it comes to NCLEX and how to answer these questions, it still applies. It still applies. I'm not gonna lie, I found a video that was about 9-10 years old answering questions, how to answer questions from the NCLEX. And you know what? That helped, including my Saunders book, and I feel really okay. I feel great, actually. And I want to keep this feeling because I already know round 2 is about to just stress me out. And I'm not trying to be as stressed out as round 1. So we're being proactive. But I just wanted to get on camera, say what's up to you guys. And tomorrow I go to class, but it's via Zoom. So I'll get a little bit of that. And honestly, I cannot wait to graduate. Only because I need to just tell y'all my side of the story when it comes to this school. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great school. The problem is that we're guinea pigs, and the next class of 24, is not going to have the problems that we had. So maybe it'll be a little better amongst certain things. But for now, punching air, all right? But y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, so I'm at work right now, and I finished everything. It's about 10 a.m., so that's a plus. I do have class tonight at 4, so I'm gonna leave here a bit early, but anytime between time, I got an IV dose practice. I do need to practice reconstitution. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but reconstitution, like, I have to do more practice probably. Per usual, we got the calendar. Y'all, today's the first day of class, and literally tomorrow I'm in clinical. Like, we ain't just ease up into it, we in clinical. And I have 2 clinical days today. So I have Wednesday and Thursday clinicals, but it's just for January. So it's only for 2 weeks, and then for the last week it's 1 day, and then I'm good. So it's not too bad for now. Of course, you know, we gotta stay organized. So this is what I've been doing, putting everything in putting everything in my planner. And of course, we worked ahead a little bit, so I did take notes. This is before the madness, handwritten. And then we went ahead and just printed them out. Not printed, but we typed up everything we need. And I feel like this is more efficient to me, only because when I go back, I'll go back in with, it's supposed to be a red pen, but a red pen, add my notes from the PowerPoint slides, whatever I missed. And I feel like this is a better study tool. We'll see. The first test is on the 23rd. So, wish your girl some luck. Got some time, but wish me some luck. I think I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna get some Starbucks and then come back up here, and I'm going to finish the PowerPoint for Unit 1, because yeah, class is tonight. We're gonna get oriented, start Unit 1, and then we're not doing Unit 2 till next week. But I'm gonna go ahead because I already did Unit 2, so I'm gonna just do the prep use for Unit 1 and then finish the PowerPoint presentation, and we should be good. So I'm at work. Today is clinical day 1. I have 5 clinicals this month, and I think the first part of our clinical, well, these 5 is VaneSSUH. So mixed feelings. I should be all right, but it's VaneSSUH, but it's just orientation tonight. I'm trying to get a little bit of footage of that. As y'all know, it's really hard to get footage in clinicals because HIPAA, one wrong thing, and we don't need those kind of energy to kind of vibes. But for the most part, I definitely should be checking in tonight to tell y'all how everything went, what's going on, and how this boat is going to be driven for the next, 3-4 months. So right now, I got some downtime. It's 11. I got some downtime, and I have a informatics assignment. It's just read a scholarly article and write a summary about it. I got the article. I found the article that I want to use, so I'm just going to use that, and I'm just going to knock that out real quick. Everything else that I have to do, the only assignments that I have left to do is clinical based. So we have a prep plan, which is the most lengthiest and tedious thing ever. I can show y'all that, but I would actually need my client and their information to complete the prep plan. Then I need to do the docu-care. Basically, I'm entering all the information from my prep plan and a little bit more information into docu-care. And then I gotta do an IPR, which I hate. It's just conversation based, but it's just tedious. An hour early outside clinical, which it's not bad. The only thing is that I can't change where I need to change because we're supposed to be there already in uniform, so it's looking like I'm gonna have to change in my car, which is okay. It's gonna be okay. Y'all seen how many bags? That blue bag, that's where I keep my clothes at. Y'all know my black backpack, that's my clinical bag. And then the duffel, that's my lab bag. Because we're supposed to be doing lab, I think, tomorrow before we head to clinical for some of us. So there's that. But I'm going to, well, I already parked in a decent location. Ain't no one in here. My windows are legally tinted, legally. So we just gonna change really, really quick and act like nothing's wrong. All right. So I changed. Everything is cool. My hair is up. I got my badge. I got my watch, my stethoscope, my pen light, my scissors. I think that's all I need today. Pen and my paper. VaneSSUH. I really feel like VaneSSUH is the calm before the storm. But it's just really calm. It's really, really calm. And that kind of makes me nervous a bit. Like, it makes me nervous in the sense of, like, I know shit's about to hit the fan. Like, it's... And then on top of that, outside is just gloomy looking. Like, I just feel like this just setting the tone. But you know what today's gonna be? We're gonna speak goodness. Today is gonna be a good day. I'm gonna have a good clinical. My patients are gonna be good patients, please, Jesus. But for real, y'all, day 1 of 5 for VaneSSUH clinicals. We're gonna see how that goes. Y'all, I forgot my lunch at work. I did all of that and I forgot it at work. And then I remembered after I changed, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'll just stop and get some. No, I'm not gonna stop to get anything because it's already 5:30. Like, I'm not pulling. I have a decent parking spot. I'm not losing my parking spot. Call me what you want. I'm not losing my parking spot. And just know, look, it's gonna be all right.
Because you're an employee, but you're not. I don't know if y'all have to do a void or not. Me too.
Oh man,
I don't know.
Let's
hope we don't have to.
I had to. Well, side note, I had to do that one time because I was driving my personal vehicle to a away football.
Hey, so today is Friday the 13th. Yesterday I completed clinical. Wednesday was clinical orientation. We was just getting oriented to the building. It was a familiar building because this is the site, the clinical site that I had my clinical rounds last semester. So we were just going over what's new, what more we'll be doing in this setting. So added, we're going to be doing med pass. So meds they're not hard. They are tedious. And what I learned yesterday was the hardest part or the longest part in med pass is opening your med. Took forever. That's the longest part. But for the most part, it's genuine. Like, it's really easy. Those med checks, make sure right medication, right time. You have to make sure of all things. Like, those were the foundations to passing meds. So eventually, I want to say next week, our instructor informed us that we'll be doing certain IV pushes, hanging IVs, and giving IVs. So this is all in the same week that we're learning and getting to do the vein punctures for our IVs too. So we'll just see how that goes. It doesn't seem hard. I'm kind of excited about it, but for the most part, MedPass wasn't too bad. It really wasn't too bad. So what we do when we go into clinicals, we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to grab our nurse, find out who our one patient is. I don't know if y'all clinicals are different, but we have one nurse, one patient. So the nurse could have 7 patients. We only focused on one, but we will assist with the others, but our main focus is the one that we're assigned to. I don't know if other nursing schools do it like that, but that's how we do it. So we got our assignment, checked in with the client, make sure they was good, comfortable, they didn't need anything, or if they did need something, we brought it to them. You can do 5 o'clock vitals, but usually we don't. We do 8 o'clock vitals. So I guess give or take. You could do both. You can do either or. I mean, either way, they're not going to tell you no, don't do it. Unless I don't feel like they'll ever tell you no, don't do that. So our head to toe assessment, which we know is a very lengthy process, but more so now our instructor is basically trusting us to where she's not shadowing us in the room no more. She's entrusting that we're going to go do our head to toe. Well, we have to do it because that's part of one of the assignments that I have to turn in. Our head to toe, everything about that client, why they're there, the pathophysiology of the disease, of why they're there. Like, we have so much to break down in clinical, and we are allowed to do that while at clinical because we kind of need their charts to figure that out. But for the most part, now it's definitely more engaging than last term. So I will say that's a big change. But outside of that, clinical was decent, not too bad. Clinical group is great. There's no complaints on that end. Besides the fact that, let me tell you, when those nurses heard that we was doing MedPass, it was almost a party. I don't know when I get on the other side, if I'm going to feel that way. But let me tell you, as soon as they heard we were second term students, they was like, okay, well, you're doing MedPass? You're doing MedPass? Like it's like Christmas trees. Their eyes lit up, okay? They was ready for us to go and do MedPass. And so I take it in nursing that might be one of the lengthiest things that you do. And some days you don't want to do it. But day 1 on orientation, our instructor was like, no, they're not doing that tonight, but we can assist where needed. Tomorrow I will have them, because our instructor, she's the one taking these meds out on behalf of the nurses. So she was like, tomorrow when I see the patients, what type of meds they need and everything, I will get that organized. So yesterday is when we actually did a MedPass, and it wasn't too bad. My client had diabetes, so I had to do a sub-Q injection. That was pretty easy to me. Like, it was 1, 2, 3. Like, I was like, all right, you ready? Big stick. And she was just like, you done? Yes, ma'am. She was like, oh, you did it? And I'm like, no, I'm done. So I take that as I got some angel hands with giving these needles, and I'ma love it. I'ma roll with it. I'ma love it. I'ma love it. I hate pill packaging, and we want to punch air. I hate pill packaging. Certain ones, the little pop outs, we're good to go. And then certain ones will have you standing there for 5 hours trying to open this pack. And can we talk about why plastic is so sharp? Another story, another time. So today I have 3 assignments to do. So I have my DocuCare to do from clinical. I have my prep plan 2, which is basically a breakdown of what's wrong with my client. So I'm going into the pathophysiology of it. I'm writing down what medications they was on, why they're on this medication, what this medication does, the class of the medication. That prep plan is really in depth. The DocuCare is more so of vitals, my head to toe assessment, and if they have an IV, what IV would, the type of IV that they had, what's being put in the IV, and I think the time change goes in there. But that's what DocuCare basically is. Then my 3rd assignment is an IPR. That is basically, we only have one of those, thank God. But that is basically your therapeutic communication. Like, you knock on the door, you introduce yourself to the client, you make sure the client is oriented. It's really simple. It's just tedious because you either got to remember this conversation or you just have to make stuff up. And then you have to break down why was the client angry? Did they seem distressed? Were they sleeping? Were they not paying attention? Like, you have to write so much details in this IPR, and it's just like, it's basically us having a conversation, but I'm zoning into the details. So the things that you normally zone in and you don't really pay attention to, or like you notice after the fact, that's what I'm writing. They were angry. They had an attitude. She rolled her eyes. She didn't seem like she wanted me in the room. I was bothering her. Like, you have to write down their demeanor, what they was doing, like how they accepted this information. And it's just really micro. But we only got one. So that's the one I'm going to do. And those are 3 things I have to complete before I start studying. Actually, I'm just going to complete those 3 assignments today. Tomorrow, I'm going to start recap my Unit 1. Unit 1 was the assessment, gathering information. You're learning about basically an in-depth head to toe and possible things to look at in certain diseases like yellow eyes, jaundice. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's basically, for the most part, Unit 1. Unit 2 is the bane of my existence, and some of you might agree. But Unit 2 is fluid and electrolytes. So while it may be easy, we all know what comes with electrolyte imbalances. You know, we have acid-base imbalances. So that I already got my Unit 2 notes printed out. It's more long and in depth only because I included acid base in here. So without it, it'll probably be maybe like 2 pages, but it's 5 and that's okay. As you can see, whatever I missed and forgot from first semester or didn't recap for whatever reason, I'm writing it down. I'm taking my notes. Same thing here. I wrote the main things down, but what I forgot, I made sure I annotated in red to make sure that those are parts that I need to personally study and focus on. So tomorrow we'll do Unit 1. Easy, right? I already did my prep views for that and they were fairly easy. So I'm just going to continue just to do a little bit more prep view, a little bit more in-depth study, make sure I'm not missing anything. And then I'm going to move on into my fluid and electrolyte imbalance. And that is our unit starting next week. However, I think I already did next week's assignment, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. That leaves more time for me to study. So that's also a great thing. I showed you guys, I did do my informatics assignment. It was really easy. I knocked that out at work and I knocked that out in like 10 to 15 minutes and I was really proud of myself. I don't know why I was so proud, but I was really proud of myself. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to do those things. What else do I got to do? Oh, I have to do my lab tickets. I think I might do lab tickets Monday. I want to say I'll save those for Monday. We'll see how I'm feeling. Yeah, I might save those for Monday. because Tuesday is lab, and sometimes you can just, when you write in those lab tickets to learn about your trach cares, to learn about, what are we doing actually? Vein puncture, trach care, and chest tubes. So yeah, I'm gonna do that Monday just so it can be fresh, so I can see it, so I can review it when I go to work. Tuesday, I'll probably look at who was this? Not simple nursing, registered nurse RN. I will look at one of her videos because I'm pretty sure she has something on it, just to like see what I'm getting myself into, the steps that I need to remember. And we also wrote them down, and I should be good for the lab that day. That's Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday will be clinical, and then Friday, it's Friday, week wrap up. So that's where from the 20th on, we'll be studying for this Unit 1 exam. And your girl, we passing, okay? We passing. I speak passing grades on every nursing student, pre-nursing student, a medical assistant student, whatever healthcare professional field that you are getting into right now. You watching my videos, I speak passing grades over you this semester. You will pass, okay? We gonna get it. We gonna be together. We gonna ride this out. So round 2 of second semester, just, oof, we gonna get it. This is round 2. We are gonna get it. Look, I don't want to hear no, even if we be like, look, you're gonna be fighting for your life, because I was fighting for my life in semester 1, and that was just information overload. But we're not going down. Also, I'm not coming back on this camera until I complete these 3 assignments. So it's 10:11 a.m. I'm gonna be back when I'm done. Like, I'm not coming back on this camera, and I'm not touching my phone. It's do not disturb season, because we're gonna knock these 3 assignments out. As promised, it is 1:18. I did not pick up my phone at all, but it's 1:18. I completed all 3 of my assignments. I just submitted them. I'm taking a break from work. And yeah, I got my regular laptop here. So as far as school, today I have completed all my assignments, and I am good for the rest of the week. So I have the rest of Friday to just focus and recenter all of this energy back on me. I do want to, where's my planner? I do got to write some things out in my planner, just for organizational purposes. And just, a planner is really necessary. You don't know how necessary one is until nursing school. And yes, you can put one in your phone, which is great, because I have, iCalendar syncs to my MacBook and my phone. So everything I put in there regarding my child, myself, work is already just digitally in there. But writing it down for school with the assignments when they're due, that is a totally different task. Like, the breakdown is, I encourage you all to invest in a planner. It doesn't have to be a fancy planner. It doesn't have to be like a nursing school planner. I mean, those are good. They have cute tips and tricks. I was gifted this planner, and I actually love it. It's from Reek Med. I think I showed it before, but yeah, Reek Med. But it has the weekly, and then the monthly, and then your tabs. You create your own tabs on where you want your, this was the undated one, so you can basically free range to do whatever you want to. There's things to think about. You got your, let me tell you about this little coloring concept, okay? Because first semester had me in a chokehold just because of how much information is being thrown at you. And nursing school stress is a whole another type of stress. And I'm pretty good at managing stress. I can say that. I work good under pressure. But nursing school stress, it's on another level, and you really have to balance. Like, I can't stress that enough. And when I say balance, I mean find time for yourself. Don't just be like, I'm studying 24/7, 25/8. You cannot do that in nursing school. That is going to burn you out. That's going to ruin your relationships. I mean, that's another, we'll get into that in a minute. When I say ruin your relationships, I personally mean it's going to ruin you too. You have to have that friendship, that family, that fellowship. Like, you need, those are things that you need. And when you avoid that, you become agitated yourself because you're engulfing yourself and being into nursing school, and there's other things that you have to do. So you end up spreading what's already thinner, and it becomes non-existent. I know it's a crazy cycle. It's a crazy balance, but I encourage you all. It sounds silly, but it really starts with a planner. Like, being totally transparent. Last semester around finals, I was so stressed, and I knew I was stressed. Okay, it shows. It can show, the first place it'll show for me when I get under stress. Well, not anymore, but it's typically my hair. And it doesn't break or shed, but I could just look at my hair and I could tell, like, it's not as bouncy. It's not healthy. We're not retaining moisture no matter how much or what I do. Or my scalp, dandruff. And I oil my scalp all the time. So it's little things, and dehydration, am I remembering to drink my water daily? I was so stressed last semester, especially around November, December time frame when it came to finals. And let me tell y'all, I slept with, I think everybody does this, but you don't realize how stressed you are. If I tell you unclench your jaw right now and take your tongue from the roof of your mouth, you'll be like, what? Or like how your shoulders are just so stiff and high. If I say relax your shoulders, you'll be like, damn. Like, it's a different feeling. So for me, my stress went to my mouth. So I would sleep and it basically like lockjaw. Like, I would be gripped like, and I didn't know that until, I actually cracked my, is my wisdom? Yeah, I cracked my wisdom tooth. That's how hard I was clenching. Like, I went into the dentist and I was like, okay, something's going on. I was like, this tooth hurts. And she looked at it and she was like, it seems fine. It's not. Okay, I'm chewing. It hurts. And then she did this little, I forgot what she took. She took something and she went like this. She was like, bite down. And I bit. And I was like, ow. And she was like, okay, your tooth is probably cracked. Went on the x-ray. It didn't show on the x-ray. So she had to like really open my mouth and look. And she was like, okay, your tooth is cracked. Have you been clenching? And then she's looking at like my filling on the wisdom. So she's seeing like the little lines. So she can tell I've been clenching my jaw. Long story short, I now have a night guard that I have to use. And let me tell you, that break in between, for Christmas break up until now, I haven't used my night guard. I was perfectly fine. I have not used my night guard once. And I didn't feel any soreness. Like, usually I would wake up. Like, if I feel myself doing it, I would wake myself up. I have had the perfect night's sleep. Okay, nursing school is a different stress. It puts a different stress on your body. And with that being said, like, we have to plan. We have to make time for ourselves. And I can say, as much as I planned and tried to make time for myself, again, I did deviate from the plan at times. And sometimes you're gonna procrastinate. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get to procrastination. You're gonna be like, I don't want to. You're gonna get to the not right now. Or it's even just, I don't even want to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? And I did have those points, but at the end of the day, you have to remember to stick to the plan. So even though I did stick to the plan, again, stress in nursing school is a different type of stress. So take care of your body. With that being said, for me, I have to start, my outlet is going to be going back to the gym. I used to be a gym girly. I was always in there. And I'm not going to lie, last year, it was a good year, but I did have my depression state. I was sad, and it wasn't in a deep depression, but I was still sad. I can tell when I'm depressed. My room doesn't look the same. I don't do my hair routine, things that I love doing, getting my nails done, maintenance for me gets put on a back burner when I'm depressed. I don't feel like doing anything. And for me, I can tell where that state was. So to evade going back to that state, I need a stress release. So my stress release will be going back to the gym. Now you're probably like, Vanessa, you work a 9 to 5, you go to school, you have clinicals, don't come home till about midnight. When are you finding time to go to this gym? Glad you asked. 5 a.m. I'm gonna become a 5 a.m. girl. I hate the mornings. You would think with being in the military, I would be okay with waking up. I love my sleep. Let's start there. I will never not love my sleep. I love my sleep. So that is going to be, it's not hard. I can do it. I just, again, that push, that drive where it needs to be done, it has to be done. For me, that's something that has to be done. So incorporating the 5 a.m. gym, by the time I finish my workout, let's say 6:30, I'm able to come in the house, take my shower, make my breakfast. That includes meal prep. Meal prep is coming into play too. By 7, my son should be up. So I'm getting him ready. So the normal routine would continue. I'm just starting my day earlier at 5. And that for me is a good balance, because even if I don't go every day, my goal is to, weekends are free range. I would say that weekends I'm gonna keep it light, maybe some calming yoga, some meditation, deep breathing exercises. But Monday through Friday, I need an outlet. And my weekend outlet is obviously, I not saying I put my child only on the weekends, but my free range time is definitely getting dedicated back into my family. I'm still gonna be studying the same way. I've actually found a quicker way. We'll see how that works with this new test. But just rearranging and planning out my priorities. So I do know the end of the semester is May 11th, and I think May 17th we start our third and our final semester. So we really gonna hit the ground running, and I want to say about April time frame is when we're probably going to be in a crunch, and I'm probably going to be in a chokehold. So, but for now, I do want to set this foundation with myself. I'm very happy that they're actually building a closer gym here. For me personally, this is my personal opinion, I'm a bougie girl, okay? I love me a bougie gym because they got all the machines that I need, that I want. I don't got to worry about the person left or right of me. There's enough machines for us to go around. And on top of that, there's a sauna. A gym with a sauna has my heart, because that is something that I really believe helps and relaxes. Even if you don't do anything in the gym, if you just want to sit in the sauna, relaxing your muscles. Like my face cleared up when I used to go in the sauna. Like, it's good for your skin. We don't have that over here. They haven't built that over here yet. And the closest one is maybe 30 minutes. And I'm not going to lie to you, that's the type of dedication that I don't have at the current moment. I don't desire to wake up at 5, drive 30 minutes, then get started, then drive 30 minutes back. I'm happy that the gym is less than 5 minutes. My warm-up I could actually walk there, but for time sensitive purposes, we're not going to do all that. It's right there. It's 5 minutes. Even if it's Planet Fitness, it's starting because that sets the tone. You got the Planet Fitness there, then they're going, I know the bougie gym is coming. Okay, I know it's coming. Once you plant the Planet Fitness, the bougie gym is coming. So it's just a start, and it's just something that I personally feel like I need to do. And I would encourage every last one of y'all to find an outlet, because I'm telling you, nursing school stress is a different type of stress. Like, I have never, the amount of stress I've been under, I have never cracked a tooth. I've never cracked a tooth. I've never broken a bone. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of stress, and we need that outlet. Journaling is not enough. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not enough. Praying, hear me out, it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm telling you, as a faithful woman, I'm telling you, it's not enough. You gonna need to release this energy. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to release it. So with that being said, do what you want with that information. But I'm gonna wrap this vlog up and have it out to you guys maybe by tomorrow. See how everything goes. But thank you guys for watching. This is week 1, semester 2, nursing school, and we're gonna knock this shit out. Talk to you guys in a bit.